Hello, good morning, everyone. So, this is our fourth week. Our topic this morning is all about lifestyle and its managing. But before that, this is our objectives. A. Discuss the meaning of lifestyle. B. Identify the different lifestyle factors and their importance. C. Show importance of healthy and unhealthy practice. Lifestyle and its managing. The way in which an individual lives is called lifestyle. This includes the typical patterns of an individual's behavior, like everyday routine at home, in school, or at work, eating, sleeping, and exercise habits, and many others. These patterns of behavior are related to elevated or reduced health risk. Teenagers like you may have practice or habits at home or in school that either elevate or reduce health risks. Do you spend a lot of your time at home just sitting down and doing nothing? Do you move a lot by helping out at home, cleaning your house, for example? Do you love eating fruits and vegetables? Or do you prefer junk foods or fast food? Teenagers like you should be more aware on how your nutritional practice can affect your health. Managing your lifestyle entails making modifications in your routine, especially in those aspects that elevate health risk. Food choice, physical activity, and eating habits are some of the aspects of your lifestyle that can be modified to improve it. These modifications should be done gradually, like reducing the intake of fatty food, getting up to reach for something instead of asking someone to get it for you, or walking faster and more often. Risk factors are variables in your lifestyle that may lead to certain diseases. Many aspects of your lifestyle can be considered risk factors. Aside from genetics or heredity, age and physical makeup are some of the factors that cannot be changed. However, your lifestyle can go around these factors to gain more benefits. An unhealthy lifestyle brings with it certain diseases that can shorten your lifespan. These diseases, known as non-communicable diseases or NCD, are not transmitted from person to person, yet kill more than 36 million people each year. Also called chronic diseases, they are of long duration and are generally of slow progression. The four main types of NCD are cardiovascular diseases, or like enlargement of the heart and hypertension, cancer, chronic respiratory diseases such as chronic obstructed pulmonary diseases and asthma and diabetes. Physical activity and physical fitness. A lifestyle based on good choice and healthy practice maximize the quality of life. It helps you avoid diseases, remain strong and fit, and maintain your physical and mental health. One of the most important practice is being physically active. Participation in regular moderate physical activity can lead to improved physical fitness. It is a condition whereby the systems of the body are able to function at their optimal efficiency, associated with an individual's ability to work effectively, to enjoy leisure time, to be healthy, to resist disease, and to respond easily to emergency situations. Regular moderate physical activity means engaging in relatively vigorous bodily movement for 30 minutes to 1 hour. that can elevate your heart rate. Regular here refers to being active in most, if not always, of the days of the week. So, this is the example on how you plan your activity. To know if the amount of effort exerted during physical activity will be beneficial to you, the FITT formula should be kept in mind. Frequency, how often, number of training sessions that are performed during a given period, usually 1 week. Intensity, how hard an individual's level of effort compare with their maximal effort, which is usually expressed as percentage. Time, how long, durations of workout, including warm up and cool down, or the length of time spent in training. Changing from your usual to more than your usual does not necessarily mean changing everything in the FITT formula. Frequency can be retained but intensity is elevated, or both can be slightly adjusted but time is increased, or type done gradually to give your body time to adjust to the demands you place on it. When your body is challenged to do more than what is it used to, change in your body start to occur. If the physical activity is too easy for your body, change, if any, would be minimal. Hence, your body should be challenged and more effort should be exerted. So this is the rate of perceived exertion. Physical fitness tests are also good gauge of your fitness level. Health-related and skill-related components are tested to determine points of improvement of an individual. Health-related components are those that contribute to the development of health and functional capacity of the body. These include cardiovascular strength, cardiovascular endurance, muscular strength, muscular endurance, flexibility, and body composition. Skill-related components, on the other hand, are those components that contribute to the development of skills. These include agility, balance, coordination, power, reaction time, and speed. Here are just some of the components of physical fitness. Cardiovascular endurance, the ability of an individual to perform prolonged work continuously, where the work involves large muscle groups. Agility, ability to start or accelerate, stop or decelerate and stabilize, and change direction quickly while maintaining posture. Coordination, ability to perform complex motor skills with a smooth flow of motion. Good physical fitness is important because it contributes directly to the physical component of good health and wellness, and indirectly to the other components. Good fitness has been shown to be associated with reduced risk for chronic diseases such as heart disease, and has been shown to reduce the consequences of many debilitating conditions. Factors affecting physical fitness include age, gender, heredity, nutrition, activity, and disability, among others. These factors affect physical fitness in varying degrees since they are relative to the individual. For instance, if you eat ample amounts of food regularly, your fitness level will likely be higher than somebody who does not get enough nutrients on a regular basis. The same can be said with somebody who is very active compared with somebody who is very quickly. Participating in regular physical activities should be enjoyable to be able to make you continue doing it. Reasons for participating and dropping out from the activity depend on the individual. That is why it is important to know what your reasons for participating are so that dropping out can be avoided. Some reasons for participating include the thrill and excitement of competition, desire to succeed or win, and or be good of something, a sense of personal accomplishment, enjoyment in playing and mastering new skills, socialization or being with others. Reading and sports activities. Benefits of active participations in sports and recreational activities. Individuals benefit a lot from activity, participating in sports and recreational activities. These include health, physical, mental, emotional, and social benefits. Health benefits roadmap to good health and longevity. Improve quality of life. Lower blood pressure, reduce arthritis pain, weight loss, and lower risk of diabetes, certain cancers, osteoporosis, and cardiovascular disease. Physical benefits. Improvement of skills specific to a particular practice. Relaxation, rest, and revitalization. Mental and emotional benefits. Release of stress from demands of everyday living. Greater personal confidence and self-esteem. Sense of achievement. Reducing risk of depression, anxiety, psychological distress, and emotional disturbance. More restraint in avoiding risky behavior. Social benefits. Bonding with family and friends, opportunity to make new friends and acquaintances, strengthen social networks and community identify. Badminton, skills, service, love, clear, drive, drop, smash, footwork. So this is the example of the court of badminton. Shuttle minton. For this volleyball-like lead-up game, you will need a racket for each player and one birdie. Form two teams with 6 to 9 players each. Players on one team will hit the birdie over the net so that it falls between the other team's boundaries. A team is allowed to hit the birdie up to 3 times while on each side before it makes it over. Badminton. Skills, service, love, clear, drive, drop, smash, footwork, injuries, preventions, and risk management. Badminton. Injuries are either acute, traumatic injuries such as ankle strains, or are overuse injuries such as impingement syndromes. Both types of injury can be prevented by using the right equipment, warming up, cooling down, and ensuring you are strong and fit enough to complete it. Note that the same player may not hit the birdie twice in a row. Serving challenge. Serving challenge is a badminton drill used to hone your serving skills and hand-eye coordination. Every player need a racket, have one net and 20 birdies per group. Students will work in groups of 3 or 4. Have each work stand for the baseline on the side of the net. On the other side of the net, side up different size targets. Reaction time. This fast-paced drill requires one racket per person and one shuttle per pair. Separate students into pairs and have each stand on one side of the net. One player must start off lying down. The other player will serve the shuttle standing up. Badminton Foursquare. For this game, you will need a racket for each player, 4 net and 1 shuttle per set of 4 squares. Each game will have 4 teams of 2. To start, set up the nets to make a large X. All nets will be hooked to a center pole. Number the squares from 1 to 4 and have one team in each square. The team is in square 1 will serve the shuttle to any other team. That team must return the shuttle to any other square they desire. Thank you. So, any clarifications about our topic this morning? So, if none, you just go to in the e-learning. Thank you.